Hello, my name's Toby Thompson. I'm here today with Mark Baker, a DBA student here at Cranfield. Mark, you're looking at performance management in the footwear and apparel industries. Tell us more about that DBA.
Right. I work in the branded footwear and apparel industry. One of the challenges that we have is how we build product ranges that we look to launch into the market, and I'm looking at how to better performance manage that.
So a series of shoes or apparels, why is it that particular range?
Exactly. Which products go in, colours, price points, which markets you want to sell the product into. And that becomes quite complicated in a global branded business with supply chains that might stretch all the way from Asia to the Americas and Europe.
So putting standard tags on top of that, that will be a bit of marketing, a bit of performance measurement. Where do you situate that?
Exactly. There's a lot of strategic analysis within that as well. And it's probably the key value creating activity that we do in our industry is what products we make and what we're selling to our consumers. And I think there's a lot of opportunity to improve how we performance manage that critical activity.
Obviously you thought that because you wouldn't be here at Cranfield studying a DBA. Why a DBA and not a PhD?
One of the things that attracts me about a DBA is the practical applicability, and I think also the Cranfield theme of knowledge into action. And I'm a busy executive, you know, I'm not looking to be a full-time academic at this stage, so it will give me something that I can use in my business.
So you came to this study with that idea pretty much fully formed by the sound of it. This wasn't something that you thought about in the bath one night. This is something that's strategically important for your industry. Yeah,
I had to do a research outline before I would be interviewed here, so the selection process was very interesting. So I did have to think about it before I came here. Yeah.
So tell us about the process of support that you get when you're here. You have this idea. How is that supported, critiqued, attacked possibly by the panel and the supervisors that you work with? You're working with Mike Bourne, is it?
I am. Mike Bourne's my supervisor. The quality of support has been tremendous. From even before I started, both I think in the breadth and depth of the lecturers that I've had access to, the cohort who are also doing a DBA with me, they're from an international background, I think really challenging and high quality research, interesting ideas, so to actually share time with them and support each other has been fantastic. But also the actual things like the administrative support here has been great, and that's really important, you know, going through the processes and the right documentation at the right time, especially when you're really busy, has been really helpful.
It's a heck of a commitment because you've got what, 4 years, 3 years?
4 years.
4 years, that's a heck of something to go through. So where do you see yourself then at the end of this process, with a better bunch of ideas around performance management and measurement, or with something that you can put into practice inside your organisation? Where do you see yourself?
Even though I've only been coming up to 1.5 years through the course, I think even my initial research, because it's in such a business critical strategic issue for my organisation, some of the things that I'm thinking about, they've been able to adopt and change their approach.
As a result of your study, as a result of your thinking about it.
Very early on. So I think the sort of rigour of academic training that goes with it has helped come up with some frameworks and some ideas that the business has been able to grab straight away. So one of the sort of effects of that, I think it's been helping develop my leadership role within the organisation as well, because I'm putting forward these really, you know, sort of ideas in a critical area.
Well, you didn't come to Cranfield with that in mind, but it's like a derivative of what it is that you're looking at.
That I think that's what's happening.
So the discipline has really allowed you to surface and reveal what it is that you're thinking now, and which you can then put into practice inside your organisation.
Along with the quality of my thinking and the way I challenge issues within the business.
Gosh. So if you had to give one piece of advice to someone who's thinking, they're on the edge of doing a DBA, they've heard about it, they're maybe a little scared by that panel thing, which is pretty scary, what would your advice be to them?
I think there's actually two elements of a really important piece of advice. One is you have to do something that you're really interested in, that you feel passionate about. But I also think it's really helpful to do something that's linked with your role, what you do in your day job, and that'll make, I think, the whole process easier to manage.
Mark Baker, thank you very much indeed for your time today.
Thanks, Toby.